What's up everybody, welcome back to An Idiot's Road to Glory, where it is currently Wednesday. I was planning in the next episode to show you guys how I got on with my FUT Champs. As you can see, we're on the FUT Champs screen at the moment. And basically the premise of the video was going to be that I went back to this squad called Kevin! Like on Home Alone. And well, it was always called that. I kind of just switched the Hebrew and kept the name the same. But anyway, we changed the Kevin squad back to having Firmino in it and playing the usual way that we've always kind of played on FIFA, to be honest. We've obviously brought Mahrez in, which is new. We got Militao. Alexandro as well is something that I need to show you guys because I ended up selling on the Inform one. 290k, I think, I can't remember. We can check the last episode. I'm pretty sure I bought him for about 270, 260. Here we go, let me have a look. I've got the video up right now because I was just grabbing comment of the day. He was about 275k, that's literally what I paid for him. So we basically got our coins back after tax from him. And my logic with it was that, yeah, he's good. He's absolutely fine. He's a great player. If you've got billions of coins, I would 100% recommend picking him up and putting him in your squad. He's probably the best left back that I've used on this game, but there's not enough of a difference between him and normal Alexandro to justify 300,000 coins from him. Is essentially where I was coming from with that. So we actually sold our other one for 57k. And what I ended up doing was buying him back, essentially. So we bought him back for 55. We made and lost no coins, and we tried out second Inform, Alexandro. So the verdict on him, yeah, if you've got crap loads of coins, if you've already got a team that is worth millions, and the only place that you haven't upgraded yet is your left back or your full back seat defense or something like that, go for it. He's good. He's good. He is better than this Alexandro, obviously. I mean, you would hope he is. It's a second Inform. I'm going to show you guys his stat differences now, just to have a little look at it. 2 more pace, 4 more shooting, 4 more passing, 2 more dribbling, 4 more defending, and 2 more physical. So he's decent. He's a bit better than him. That's all I can say. But I don't, for me personally, when I've only got 500k, spending 300,000 of it nearly, or I suppose it's a 230k-ish upgrade from the actual Alexandro, wasn't really worth it. So we sold one, and we got the normal one back, and it doesn't particularly make much difference. So that was going to be the story. I was going to show you guys that in FUT Champs this week, I, in hindsight, luckily, only played to Silver 1. So I wasn't playing as good as I have been. I have been away for a couple of weeks. I haven't played FUT Champs for a couple of weeks. Haven't played much FIFA. Wasn't quite playing my best. Obviously, some of the losses were where I was playing with Ibra, and I really didn't like him. I brought back that squad with Firmino. I went on a massive win streak and got myself to Silver 1 on Monday evening. So that was going to be the video, and then we were going to talk about potential upgrades to the team, because obviously we've got 500k, maybe do a bit of investing for Want to Watch promo that might be coming out and stuff like that. It turns out this team of the week is absolutely shocking. There's not a single red card that I actually want. So I'm very glad. I was tempted to stay up late and try and grind the extra 3 wins to get 2 picks instead of 1. I'm glad I didn't. The team of the week is horrendous. Let me see if I can show you guys it. It has only just come out at the point of recording this video. It is very bad. I think this is last week's one. Okay, no, it's changed. So there's Cancelo, but he's a right mid. A bit weird. So I suppose his Want to Watch is upgraded. There's Jimenez, who I suppose he's alright. He looks reasonable. You're not going to stick him in your team. So that's second Inform, Di Maria. I think you'd just use Neymar. Benzema, terrible in this game. Quagliarella, I think, has got +2 finishing from his main card. It seems way raging about that. Anyway, it's pretty crap. This Gomez looks alright, but that's about it. You get the Footmas one. Yeah, pretty dead team of the week. Not really any red picks you actually want. Pretty pleased that I stopped that Silver one. So that was going to be that. The reason it's not is because the new patch came out and it's changed FIFA so much. There's new metas. I'm terrible at the game. It's been really bad. The time finesse is completely gone, basically. If you hit it perfect green, it might go in, probably won't. Anything else, you're just going to spoon it over the bar out for a throw-in or something like that. And it's resulted in people just playing drop back, sit with 7 men on the edge of the box, because you used to just score a time finesse past them, and you can't do it anymore. So the game has changed a lot, and that is something that we're going to talk about, the new meta, in this video. I actually made a video. I was compiling some clips for the devs to basically give them feedback, being a game changer, where I was going to show them these clips and then write some notes and be like, this is why it's really annoying, this is what maybe you should change or tweak or blah, 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 blah. Maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. I found it. Essentially what I was doing. And I decided instead to put some commentary over the top of it and just tweet it out and see what people thought. So what I'm going to do is, rather than me just repeating myself again about all of that stuff, I'm just going to play you guys that clip from one of my games this morning where I got absolutely smashed. We're going to play that clip and you guys can see my thoughts on the new patch. Okay, I just want to start this off by saying, whilst a lot of my current disdain for this game comes from me being bad now, as you can see by the fact that we're losing 4-0, and I'm definitely not saying that all 4 of this guy's goals were from some stupid, broken counter-attack sort of thing. Like, a couple of them were me just defending pretty poorly, and maybe one of them he scored a pretty decent goal. But basically, whilst the stupid 360 no-scope time finesses did need to go, it's kind of allowed people, and every game I've played so far in Div 3, people have been doing this. It's allowed them to adopt it. Basically, if you want to win, this is what you do now. A really, 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 really boring way of playing. And obviously, it's a game, so it's meant to be fun. Yeah, we want to win, but it's kind of frustrating at the same time. Like I said, quite a lot of this comes from me being bad. Maybe I just need to change my playstyle to be able to break them down a little bit better. But the main thing that you would use to break them down is the time finesse, and it's now completely gone. So let's watch this clip where I pick up the ball with Dani Alves, knock it down the line to Mahrez. I'm dribbling inside, and I've got my Firmino, and if we just pause it, he's got 2, 4, 6 players behind the ball, and his Firmino just behind me. So I'm currently trying, and in this game, the AI defending is absolutely crazy, which is one of the main problems with it, and something that needs to be addressed, because time finesse was essentially the counter to AI defending, and now that's gone. It's really, really bad. So let's carry on. And we play the ball out to Fabinho now. If I paused it again, he's still got these players behind the ball. I actually lose this a little bit by my own fault. I'm trying to dribble with Fabinho. I try to play a pass, as you'll see, and it doesn't quite work. And if you press play, he picks the ball up with his Firmino, plays it to Pato, flashback Pato, a ridiculous no-look 360 no-scope through ball instead of time finesse, cuts it back with Lucas, and that Firmino just tackled me, bangs it in the back of the net. Yeah, so let's watch another clip where I pick it up with Mahrez, do a nice little bit of dribbling, maybe not the best dribbling, but it's alright. I'm trying to break him down. He's got, if we pause it, 2, 4, 6 players in the box, 1 just outside the box who was just tracking me back with Mahrez, and then obviously his goalkeeper as well. Now I've got like 2 options here. One of them is I can cut inside and try and finesse it, which now doesn't work, and it'll probably get blocked by his centre-back in the middle of the 3, which is Benatia, stood on top of my Firmino. He'd probably come across and auto-block it anyway, even though he's not controlling him. So let's press play, and we decide to try and recycle it, and we stop it here. At this point in yesterday, before this patch, this is a goal. My Kevin De Bruyne, I don't end up timing it perfectly, as you'll see. I think it's green, but it's not quite perfect. Obviously, he's on his weak foot, but it's Kevin De Bruyne. He's got 5-star weak foot. It's the footmas one. He's got a marksman chem style on. He's got like 99 finishing, 99 long shots, all that ridiculous stuff. Anyway, it's a goal. We all know it's a goal. We've all been playing FIFA 19. He's now got 2, 4, 6. He's now got 7 players in the box. The only one running out of the box is the one that he's controlling, which is arguably the one that's least important in this whole thing with defending. If he's defending, he should be trying to control 2 of the players in front of De Bruyne, maybe. But anyway, this should be a goal. If we press play, it's not. It's after the patch. I suppose that's fine. My issue is what else could I have done? I couldn't have ran into the box and tried to shoot because the auto defending would have tackled me or blocked it. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's watch another clip. Again, we're on the counter. We're currently 5-0 down because I'm really bad at this game now, apparently. I just can't. My defending's been a little bit lax, and I've been playing silly stuff like that where I've just lost the ball. But if we go back to that and we just shuffle backwards to where I actually got tackled, that person tackling me was Benatia. He's got 5 players, 5 defenders, or 5 of his team at the back. So he's got a 5 at the back formation, or so you would think, but he's manually tackling me in my own half with his centre-back. Why has he still got 5 people in defence when he's manually brought one of his centre-back? He's playing 4 at the back, by the way. He's manually brought his centre-back into my half to tackle my CDM, and he's still got 5 people at the back. Let's play the clip. Benatia tackles me, goes through to his Lucas, and his Benatia then drops back. And you would think if he's got all of them players at the back, how, if I pause it here, when he's about to cross this with Pato, has he got 2 players in the box and 2 players lurking on the edge of the box? How many outfield players has this guy got? I honestly don't understand it. We clear it away, my Fabinho is there, we give the ball to Kevin De Bruyne, and we spring a counter-attack and try to actually break this guy down. Now, if I pause it here, as soon as I get into his half, he's already got He's got 2 players behind the ball because I've managed to beat 2 of them. And he's got 2 players that I've kind of just beat. And he's got 3 players busting their arse to get back into his own half. So if I carry this on a little bit more, maybe I need some more pacey attackers or something like that. I'm not really sure. Play it across. I think this kind of nicely worked. Pause it. We get it to Neymar. He's got 3 players behind me, 3 more players just in front of me, and 1 trying to get back in. So if you carry on a little bit more, look at that. What can I do? He's only controlling 1 of them players, and I'm getting closed down by 4 other players. It ends up being a mad scramble to try and get the ball. I get it through to Firmino. Try to do a little drag back thing to make some space and lose the ball, but like, I don't know, man. It just seems like people are playing so boring now, where it's 1 depth, drop back, fast build up, and it's incredibly tedious to play against. Obviously, some of my frustration, like I said, comes from the fact that I'm losing 5-0. But it's happened in loads of other games, and I've lost a couple like 3-2 and stuff like that. It just doesn't seem fun to play, and it's because people no longer have to think about defending the time finesse. They barely have to think about defending and just put 7 people on the edge of the box, and there's nothing you can do to get through it. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments about it. And I've got a couple of other questions, and we might do a poll for you guys as well. What we're going to talk about is what I've just discussed and people dropping back and it being really hard to break them down. And what I actually did was decided to give Ibra another go, and this is what we're going to have a little bit of a poll about. So what I did is I changed back to this, which is called copy. We've brought Ibra back. You guys have seen this team. And my logic with this was that before the patch, I couldn't do anything with Ibra. It just didn't work for me at all. And I could win quite normally. Firmino was really good. Use my team fine. Jobs are good. We could win. We were doing well. After the patch, I couldn't do anything with my current team, with Firmino and all of it. It was just so bad. So I thought, maybe it's switched. Maybe now I will be able to actually get some use out of Ibra. And I've seen a lot of people talking about this new crosser meta, where you just want to cross it in, basically. It's what it is. You want to score from crosses instead of score from finesse shots. And one of the big things with it is the El Tornado cross, which David Mailer sent me a video of, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So I decided to go and have a go with it. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk about this team and talk about formations and potential changes and stuff. And we're going to have a poll as well. In fact, we'll do it after the game, because I want you guys to see the game first before you vote on it, of whether we should give Ibra another go, basically, is what we're going to talk about. So let's jump in and let's watch this game that I played with Ibra. Came up against this guy with a pretty decent team. He managed to get Red Fabinho and Felipe Anderson, which is pretty cool. He's got Prime Ballack. He's got Future Stars Cutrone, I think that is, as well as a player named Hazard. But he has got Dalbert and Juan Jesus at the back, which is a little bit weird. Anyway, we started off in our normal 4-2-3-1, as we always have. And Ibra seemed alright, to be honest. If you're like, he didn't seem amazing. He didn't seem like a world beater, like everybody said. But he was doing pretty decent. He gives the ball off to Neymar. We go for a shot. This guy moves his goalkeeper. And unfortunately, it didn't work. I was resisting the edge to go for a finesse shot so badly there. Probably would have saved it anyway because he moved his keeper. But basically, this guy was a massive tryhard. And I was maybe being a little bit silly at the start, trying to score stupid. Like you can see just by the fact that he's doing that stupid fake throw out. But he really wants to win. It's fine. We're playing in Div Rivals, and that was actually quite good. There's the new patch. Perfectly timed finesse. It was Dybala's weak foot, but he missed. It's good that this guy was a real tryhard and he actually got to properly test Ibra out, because if he came up against someone who wasn't really bothered and was just messing around, it wouldn't have been a very good judge. But this guy really, trust me, he really wanted to win this game. He ended up scoring this, where he crosses it in, and Thiago Silva just ignored the ball, and his Cutrone headed it past Alisson in the 26th minute and got himself a goal. And then he's just playing the same, to be honest with you. Kind of sitting back quite a little bit. We were trying to spring him down the line with Neymar and get the crosses in. As you will see here, I do the El Tornado cross. It makes it loop up loads, which is really good. Unfortunately, I think that was De Bruyne who headed it rather than Ibra, so we didn't quite get the mad 99 head accuracy power and stuff. I did go for a finesse shot. I'm not sure if he moved his keeper then. He might have done, and there's that stupid fake throw thing. But basically, we were playing alright, but we felt a little bit toothless going forward. As you can see, not dominating the possession, not had more shots or anything like that. So we jumped into the second half, and what we actually did was, comment of the day is going to come from a guy by the name of Harry Morris, who said that his big thing with Ibra was playing him as a 2 up front. He was terrible as a solo striker. So that's what I decided to do, and we switched to 4-1-2-1-2. Now, unfortunately, some of my chances were falling to my Roy Keane because I actually got De Bruyne and Keane on the wrong side of the pitch because I'd set this up previously just as a secondary formation thing, but we were playing 4-1-2-1-2, and I had on the left CM to get forwards and on the right one just balanced, and I put Keane in the left on backs, and so he was getting forwards loads. But irrelevant of that anyway, it was working a lot better. Harry was right. Ibra with somebody to bounce the ball off was actually a little bit better. And this has made me think potentially about changes to the team. You can see me again doing this El Tornado cross. It puts loads of loop on the ball. Ibra jumps up and wins it, and then unfortunately Keane misses the header. Maybe I should have done the downwards heading thing where you do LB, RB, or L1, R1, depending on which console you're on. Like a low-driven shot, but it makes you header the ball into the ground instead. Maybe that would have worked there. Anyway, nice bit of link-up play here from Ibra and Neymar. Unfortunately, I get a little bit carried away with the through ball, trying to put Mahrez through. Managed to get the interception in, and then an insane save from his Alisson from Neymar. So we were feeling a bit better. 4-1-2-1-2 seemed to work, and we were getting a bit more joy. We were playing alright. We seem to not feel so isolated up front, and all these people putting like 7 players in the box when you're trying to score. You had a lot more people making runs going forward. I had Neymar set on getting behind, playing at striker. I actually ended up scoring this ridiculous goal because, like I said, he was really wanted to win, and every time I got a corner, he'd like try and predict where I was going to kick it with his goalie and stuff. So in the end, I just tried to shoot directly from the corner. Got very jammy. It didn't quite kill enough, but then his players fumbled it into the back of the net, and we brought it back to 1-1. But it was feeling better. Like, I've always not hated, but I've never particularly liked. I've always preferred to play 4-2-3-1. I do have that custom tactic of 4-1-2-1-2 set up, just in case I'm desperate for a goal or it's really not working previously. But now every game it's really not working, so I decided to give it a go, and it's actually working. It's working alright. It's still not as effective as my 4-2-3-1 used to be, but it's better than what it is now. So this guy was going for the kickoff goal. He didn't manage to get it. Mahrez picks it up, gives it to Neymar. Like I said, Ibra with someone to bounce the ball off is actually a lot better. He uses his strength. He plays the through ball. Neymar goes for on goal. I thought I cocked it up, but a cheeky little dink. And that's 2-1 to me in the 82nd minute. Bear in mind, before this, I think I lost 6 or 7 games in a row. Yeah. Maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I played about 7 or 8 games of this patch. A couple of them in Scotland Showdown. Quite a few of them, maybe like 4 of them in a row, I lost in Div Rivals, as you guys are about to see from my skill points. I can't remember what I was on. I think it was on 2,100. Maybe I was just on 2,000. I can't remember. But it's not good, basically. I've lost a lot of skill points. That got me back to 1,900, which is what you need to actually get to Div 3. You need to go down to 1,800 to get relegated. We're starting to get dangerously close. But we actually managed to win, courtesy of a jammy, stupid corner own goal thing. But we played a lot better, and if you notice the stats, we really did dominate the second half, playing 4-1-2-1-2 with the second variation. So let's jump back to this squad, and I'll show you guys what it is essentially. So if I go into custom tactics, we were playing in the first half exactly as we always do, which is like this. I think is that on? No, it's still on pressure and heavy touch. I think I even tried at one point setting up a drop back one. I think just to test it out, because this is what everybody does, and I didn't like it. I couldn't get on board with that either. But this playing 4-1-2-1-2 actually worked quite well. So like I said, I have actually got Keane and De Bruyne the wrong way around, because the one on the left is set to get forward and join in the attack, whereas Keane is meant to just be up and down, kind of balanced. Anyway, Mahrez is playing cam, Neymar at right striker, and Ibra at left striker, and it actually worked quite well. It has also made me think that maybe we should go to 4-2-2-2, but I'm not sure where that would leave De Bruyne, because he'd probably play Neymar at left cam, Mahrez at right cam, Ibra at striker. De Bruyne at striker, I don't know, that's a bit weird. Maybe we could play Neymar at striker and put De Bruyne at left cam. I don't know, let me know what you guys think about that, but we're going to hit a poll and we're going to say, should we give Ibra another chance? Shall we use Ibra and maybe change up the formation and maybe build a bit of a new team and change up the meta? Vote on the poll, let me know what you think. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm leaning towards potentially yes, because I think I do need to completely change my play style with this new patch, and maybe Ibra's now going to fit into it a bit more, whereas I hated him before. And like, if we look at his, yeah, I do want to save these changes. If we look at his stats, it's still not unreal. He's played 16 games, got 7 goals and 7 assists, but quite a few of them have been off the bench. And he's got 14 contributions in 16 games, which isn't tragic. Like, Firmino's got 67 in 61, and bear in mind that in the last few games, like 6 or 7 games, it's been awful and I can barely score or do anything. He's done pretty decent, so that would probably make it to like 55 games. He's got 67 goal contributions or something like that. And the same goes for De Bruyne. He's got 64 and 55, but again, bear in mind that in the last few games, it's been terrible. In fact, I took a screenshot when De Bruyne got to 50. Let me see if I can find it on my computer, and I'll tell you guys exactly what it was. At 50 games, he had 37 goals and 23 assists. So he scored 2 goals in the last 5 games, and that's it. So basically, it's been going terribly for me. Before that, he had 60 and 50, which is really, really good. So, yeah, I mean, Ibra's still massively lacking off of the pace. But since the patch, he's been doing better than the other two. Not because he's got any better, just because the other two have got worse. So, maybe we should give him another go. Maybe we should give him another go. Now, that would, again, lead me on to what formation do we then go to? Do we drop De Bruyne? I really don't want to drop De Bruyne. This is kind of the problem. So I'm thinking maybe we play 4-1-2-1-2, the second variation. That's what I've been getting slapped by. Loads of people have been using that and absolutely battering me. And I'd quite happily play De Bruyne as a wide centre midfielder. He's got 92 stamina. His defending's not the best, but it doesn't seem to matter that much. But we could, even if we wanted to, like slap a shadow on him and then give him mental pace and actually decent defending, and all of his other stats are crazy anyway. So that could be something to consider. He's got high work rates, I believe. He does. He's got 5-star weak foot. He's 5'11". He can play as a centre mid. He did decent there, and he's good at getting forward as well with that little instruction on him. So that's pretty decent. We can play Mahrez at cam. You can play Ibra at striker. We could change the team up completely, and we could try and maybe get Gareth Bale back and put him up front with Ibra, and that would be like the ultimate cross meta. And one that could cross it in for the other one, or like De Bruyne could whip it in early for the other one, or maybe Neymar's playing cam and he can run out wide and cross it in for the two of them. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to maybe go to I'll see what you guys say in your poll, and I'm going to go to the drawing board, and then maybe I'll come back at you guys tomorrow or the next day. We've got some packs to open as well. We've got our pre-order packs, so we'll do that while we round this video off. But essentially, feeling like we need a bit of a change because the game has changed so much. Let me know what you guys think. I'll go and design some potential teams for a different formation now, but let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, or maybe you've got some great ideas about some players that we can bring in. I think that Militao's alright, but he's not like god tier. He doesn't feel any better than like a Van Dijk would feel. So we could potentially sell him on and change up the left-hand side of the defence. We could maybe get Van Dijk and bring him in, because we've got the Footmans Van Aanholt, so we'd link up with him quite easily. Militao is currently worth 340k. I'm not really sure how much we paid for him. I bought him with the intention that in like a month or two or something like that, if he's god tier, we'll just use him, and then maybe in a month he'll have dried up in supply and he'd be worth like 500k or something. He's gone up 40k already, so I was correct. He's already gone up loads in price, so you could easily shift him on for a bit of profit. He's good. He's bagged me a goal. I've played 20 games with him. Doesn't seem like a world beater, and my defence seems a little bit more exposed than when I used to have Chiellini. Maybe that's just because Chiellini, I believe, has got high work rate, so he literally just sat there like a massive rock and didn't let anything through. So we can change that up. We can maybe bring in Van Dijk and Footmans Van Aanholt or something like that. We could even, if we really wanted to, get rid of Dani Alves and maybe move Thiago Silva to the other. I don't know, there's so many options. I've got so many untradeable cards now that it's getting to the point where all of them are really, really good, and it's difficult to get all of them into the team without shoehorning yourself or backing yourself into a corner or whatever you want to say, where you can't really get all of them in. There's only like one option. So even if you guys want to design a team for me and tweet me and drop like a couple of the untradables and stuff, that's fine, because it is getting to the point where there's a lot of them. Like, obviously put Keane in because he's an icon and he links super, super easily, and I would really like to have De Bruyne in. Ideally these two, but again, like, I got the Thiago Silva basically for free from having an untradeable blue version of him. Dani Alves, he's good. I would quite like to keep Dani Alves, but again, do what you want to do with the team, basically. And let me know what you think. I'm going to go to the drawing board myself. Going to have a little bit of a play around on Footbin, see what we can come up with. But the idea would be to have like Fabinho, CDM, De Bruyne and Keane wide centre mids, Ibra up front, someone up front, solid defence. Pray to God that we can learn the new meta, because it's a bit of a nightmare and I need to learn to cross. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment with FIFA. That's why today's video is a little bit weird, because it's just thrown me off so much, and I really haven't enjoyed playing it the last day or so when I've been practicing the patch. But it is what it is. We've got to practice. Maybe in FUT Champs we'll come up against some people. Like Div 3 is like top 5% of players in FUT. Only if I show you, there's an easy way to see this, I'll show you guys. If we go to FIFA and we go to the trophies, This one is ultra rare. This is Achieve Div 4 in Rivals. Only 3% of people have got it. So it's not quite top 3% because if we take a look at the one, I can't remember where it's gone. There's a trophy for playing. There we go. Only 30% of people have ever played Div Rivals at all. Only 25% of people have actually got themselves placed. So you're looking at 3% but of 25%. So that's like, instead of that being actually 3%, it's more like 11% or something like that, 11 or 12% of people in Div 4. So which would, I don't actually know the stats of Div 3, but I'm guessing that would make it then about like 5% or something like that. Div 2 is probably like top 2 or 3%, and Div 1 will be like the top 1% of players. That makes the most sense to me. Div 3 is good players, and they've adapted to the patch, and I'm kind of struggling. But maybe when we get into FUT Champs and play some people who are chilling in like Div 5 and Div 6, maybe we'll be able to smash them and feel a little bit better about ourselves. But for now, I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, like I said, what you think about the patch. Make sure to vote on the poll about whether we should give Ibra another go, or whether we can still just scrap him off and just buy ourselves like Aubameyang and Aguero or something like that. If we're going to go to up front, let me know what you think. Maybe even Neymar, striker, Mahrez, Cam, and buy ourselves Aubameyang or something. I don't know. There's loads of options. Let me know down in the comment section. I'll see you guys soon.